I was still wearing black when my sister raised her glass. Not for me, for herself. The cake candles flickered like nervous witnesses. 1 year old, pink frosting smeared on a baby who didn't know his name yet, didn't know what had just been weaponized in his honor. My sister smiled the way people do when they believe the ending is already written. "My son," she said lightly, "is your husband's child. So as inheritance, I'll be taking half of your $800,000 house." Silence cracked the room open. She slid a folder across the table. His will, highlighted, annotated, prepared like a trap dressed as paperwork. I said, "Oh, I see." I pressed my nails into my palm to keep from laughing, because my husband was very good at secrets, and I was better at finding them. I met my husband in a season when everything felt earned. We built our life with receipts and late nights and shared calendars. He was precise, thoughtful, almost obsessively careful, the kind of man who labeled cables and updated beneficiaries annually, the kind who never did anything without a backup plan. My sister admired that about him. Too much. She moved through our house like she belonged there, borrowed sweaters, borrowed time, borrowed looks when she thought I wasn't watching. I trusted her because she was blood. I trusted him because he was chosen. Trust makes you blind in small, convenient ways. The first crack came from silence, a phone face down when it never used to be, a new password, a late meeting that smelled like unfamiliar perfume. Nothing dramatic, just patterns forming where chaos used to be. I didn't accuse, I observed. The proof came quietly, an email synced to the wrong device, a pediatric appointment confirmation sent to my husband's work account, a thank you note from a clinic I had never visited. I read it once, then again. I felt the betrayal like ice water down my spine, sharp, clarifying. I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I planned. I learned the schedule of lies, the days they met, the places they thought were safe. I learned my sister's tells, how she touched her necklace when she lied, how she over-explained when cornered. I learned something else, too. My husband had known. Not just about the child, about what would come after. Cancer has a way of sharpening priorities. He was dying quietly while building exits loudly. He left voice memos labeled like grocery lists. He reorganized files. He asked questions about trust law, paternity challenges, revocable wills. One night when pain made honesty cheap, he told me everything. He said he was sorry. He said he was afraid. He said he fixed it. I didn't forgive him, but I listened. The will my sister waved around was real. It just wasn't final. He had filed a later version, ironclad, notarized, witnessed, with clauses that required genetic verification before any inheritance claim could be processed, clauses that nullified prior documents upon contest, clauses that quietly transferred the house into a trust in my name alone 6 months before his death. And the child? There was no DNA match. My sister never knew because she never checked. She assumed biology the way she assumed entitlement. I let her. I hired an attorney who smiled without warmth. I commissioned a private test using samples my husband had preserved for medical reasons. I documented every threat, every message, every public declaration she made about her rights. I waited. So there we were. Balloons, cake, a room full of people who didn't know they were extras. I stood up slowly. I thanked her for the announcement. I congratulated her on her courage. Then I slid my own folder across the table. DNA results, trust documents, the updated will. Her smile didn't fall all at once. It fractured. I said, calmly, "You should read the footnotes." She flipped pages like they might rearrange themselves out of pity. They didn't. I told her the house wasn't part of the estate anymore. I told her contesting the will would trigger a clause donating any challenged assets to a charity she publicly despised. I told her about the defamation documentation, the cease and desist already filed. I told her the child wasn't his. She whispered his name like it might save her. It didn't. The room stayed quiet. No one defended her. No one needed to. She left early. No cake, no applause. I stayed long enough to blow out a candle for a boy who deserved better adults. Now I sit in the house she thought she could take. Sunlight moves across the floors we chose together. I don't feel victorious. I feel precise. Betrayal taught me something important. Silence is not weakness. It's staging. My sister thought grief made me soft. She thought paperwork was power. She thought she could rewrite my life with a baby and a smile. She was wrong. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need revenge screamed. I just let the truth arrive on time.